I have a background originally in graphic design, and when I moved with my family to Montreal about 11 years ago, from rural Massachusetts, I was really sort of blown away, reminded about the amount of lettering and design and signage there is in any city, and particularly in Montreal. The way I got to learn about the city and find my way around it, much as anybody else does, is through the signage. So that's when it really first captured my imagination. In 2007, I had a conference called Logo Cities, which was about signs, and we had speakers from all over the world. We also put on an exhibition, and for the exhibition we were able to find some old signs that had recently been taken down from stores, establishments around the city. And that was the beginnings of what is now the Montreal Signs Project. Those signs that we knew about, and several signs we found since then, and even a sign we found just last week, are now on display on the walls of the CJ building here at the Loyola campus. One of the signs we're going to be putting up on the wall is the new Navarino Cafe sign, which is a landmark for a lot of people around Park Avenue. This is the Du Moulin Bicyclette sign from Villeray. A guy called Dave Lank called us out of the blue and said that he had seen that the store was closing down. We got our heads together and did what we could to save it. Unfortunately, it's got a lot of neon in it that we had to remove because it was broken and it was not functioning anymore. This is one of my favorite signs in the collection. It's from the folks who own the Tavern restaurant on Monkland Avenue. It's an open channel neon sign. They had to remove the sign because it doesn't have an E on the end of it, so it doesn't comport with the language laws. And we were lucky enough to be able to put the sign on display here, which they were really, really pleased about. What's amazing about putting the signs up in the building is that it gives character to the spaces. So it's absolutely wonderful to hear somebody say, oh, if you're looking for the washroom, you turn left at Monsieur Hot Dog, or you turn right at the Tavern. I think that's a really great part of the character, the new character of the building with the signs in place. This is one of our most recent acquisitions, completely out of the blue and quite a mystery. I mean, we got some of the background from the owner who donated it to the project, but we really don't know much about this store at all. But what we do know is that it's incredibly well preserved. It was hidden behind another fascia on Saint Laurent, and it's hand painted, which was a technique that was used a lot at the time. An interesting part of the story is how the signs find their way to us in terms of the collection. It's unfortunate in the age of eBay that I think a lot of signs end up on rec room walls and they go to the highest bidder. We're not in a position to offer money for the signs, so we depend on people donating their signs to us, to the collection, knowing that we're going to put them on display for everybody to enjoy for the foreseeable future. I think it's a really good thing to think about signs and lettering in the context of media studies, in the context of communication, and to think about them as cultural artifacts. What's come through loud and clear with the research is that every sign has a story, and it matters to people enormously. It's the neighborhood they grew up in, it's where they went when they were kids or when they were students, when they moved to a particular neighborhood, and that's something that's very, very important to us. So in a way, the project is really not about the signs themselves, it's about people, it's about culture, it's about those connections and those histories, which I think is really, really important.